Sophie said in our Facebook group, feeling really hopeless about my career. I spent the last 7 years in legal/compliance services. I then took a leap and went into marketing, brand management. I live in Newcastle, so the job market in marketing is slim, and I'm afraid that upskilling in this area won't do much. I honestly don't know what to do. We won't be moving as we are settled and have a family here with a support network. I don't know how I'll ever increase my income enough for us to buy, and it's making me very sad. Open to any reasonable advice. And there was lots of reasonable advice in Face Vegas there, John. What are you saying to Sophie to start with?
Look, I think for Sophie, the first part is to acknowledge that she's not alone on this, because there's a lot of people in a similar situation, isn't it, that are maybe disgruntled with their career or the direction they've gone down, whether it be a university degree or other, and are sitting there saying, well, the cost of living and the ability to get into home ownership or maybe a desired location that they want to live in, whether it be them or individual or a family, is tough, especially when the support network is right there. It's not as though she wants to just take off and move back to family. Family is right where she wants to be. So I think the first part of it is you can be really hard on yourself, can't you? And say, well, yeah, what have I done wrong? It's poor old, like it's really stressful for the individual, but to say, yeah, acknowledge that there's a lot of people in the same situation. And I don't know if that helps things, but it should just at least give you comfort to say, well, we can pivot from here. Don't know how old Sophie is, but sounds though she has kids.
Yeah, young family.
Yeah. So
family here.
Let's call it, I don't know, mid-30s. There's still plenty of living. So I think it's looking at a longer-term view, and it might be a little bit of a sideways movement for her to try and find something that's she's going to find enjoyment out of. Because for me, in the vocation space, it's really about enjoyment and relevance and some sort of purpose along with the financial component, isn't it? Like, if we didn't have the financial component, like, what would we do? I don't know. Like, there's the world's our oyster, but we need to combine the two to really make it work for them. So, yeah, tough situation, but it's really stripping it back without the ego to say, look, I'm not alone. I've got plenty of life left, and it's now looking at our options to see what's available.
Yeah, and I reckon what I would probably say, you're in marketing and brand management, awesome. Like, I would really encourage you that this journey, it could take a year, straight up. I want you to have a listen to the episode on the This Is Work podcast that I did with Shelley, because I shared a story of someone who was also looking at a career change into a higher income bracket. They wanted remote working and all that stuff. The episode is it was going to take longer. 7-Eleven, Slurpee episode.
Yes.
7-Eleven.
Yes.
So we'll put a link to the YouTube. I think we've clipped it. If not, 7-Eleven on This Is Work. What you need to do, Sophie, is one, I think it's totally okay to say we're not leaving Newcastle. Like, it's New South Wales' second biggest capital city.
Yeah.
There are a lot of big businesses here. NIB, one of the biggest health insurers, Newcastle Industrial Benefits, are in Newcastle. There's a lot of government stuff in Newcastle. There are a lot of big businesses. So what I want you to do, talk to a recruiter, reach out to someone at Rare Kind, they're just down at Honeysuckle, and be like, hey, I want to do this in Newcastle. I'm not in any rush. Can you see if you've got anything? And because I think what happened, we can fall into despair really fast when we're just looking on Seek or LinkedIn jobs, because all the quote-unquote jobs are in Sydney. Yeah. All the quote-unquote jobs are in, insert capital city here. But what I think I would really encourage you to do, we know that big movements in our life to the next level will take a step or a risk or whatever that is to get to that next level. I would really encourage you that when you are looking online, still look for jobs that are in Sydney, because there are so many comments in the Facebook group, and this is like part of that sacrifice thing. Are you prepared, and I know it sucks, to find a job that maybe 1 or 2 days a week you have to go down into the office? Now, that could be worth the dream role that is an extra 30, 40 grand with remote arrangements. That could be something that you might have to do. I don't want you to think you have to do that stage one, but there are honestly so many jobs that have complete remote work. So like Phil from Sky Wealth, like his whole team are remote.
Yeah.
Like he was looking for a marketing manager. Start looking for jobs in Brisbane, Melbourne and Sydney that offer remote arrangements, and try and get a couple of recruiters that you can speak to that will go into bat on your behalf. So this process could take 6 months, could take a year, but if you keep going, every rejection, every knockback is just one more step toward your next thing.
Yeah, thinking larger and thinking that, as you mentioned, might only be a short-term thing, but that short-term may lead to that better opportunity that may be back in Newcastle or whatever it might be.
Yeah, or just stay working remote.
Yeah.
And like, honestly, I just lean in, get talking to recruiters on the ground in Newcastle, get active on LinkedIn if it's appropriate, all that stuff. But I just wanted to talk about this because so many people have these type of career crises for a variety of reasons and stages and all that. If you haven't already, our book, Sort Your Career Out and Make More Money, fantastic book. Shell wrote that with me. And I probably wrote it with Shell, let's be honest.
Yeah, don't take all the street cred. She's
that whole first chapter was about values. And I'm not saying I'm moving away from Sophie here, but like sometimes we're having a career crisis because we're not working in our values or strengths. Do the Gallup Strength Finder. Start to actually learn about you and use that book to help. We'll put a link in the show notes and in the descriptions and all that. But honestly, it's not going to be the next day. The story that I shared on episode 711 of This Is Work, the journey took 9 months. When the person started looking for that role, the person that she took the job from that went on maternity leave hadn't resigned yet. And then got in there and now has got a promotion and they've put her on a permanent thing. Like, it's just wild. So you've got to – and there was mornings and mornings of waking up to rejections and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So you've got to keep strong. And the reason I wanted to talk about this for Sophie today was to fully encourage her to keep strong, don't give up, don't go back to legal and compliance. I've been in that stage when I couldn't find a job in finance. I was like, I'm just going to go back to telecommunications.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah.
No, you've got to persist. You've got to do what most people won't do. You've got to persist and be encouraged.
And I think you've got experience in legal and compliance and marketing, but what else sets you apart?
Can you go and do, brand management? Can you go and do marketing for one of the big legal companies here in Newcastle?
Well, it might not even be marketing, could it? Like it might be something that she says, well, I've got this over someone else. It might be personality. It might be, I don't know, energy. Like there's so many traits that people have got. But, changing those words from hopeless and sad to, right, I'm excited about the future because there's opportunities out there that I just haven't found yet.
Yeah. So good on you, Sophie. Hang in there.
Good stuff, Sophie. Go get it.